All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Friday. Coming to you really feeling really good. Just I've been in a state of true reflection the last couple days to be here in Hoboken, New Jersey, where my grandmother was from. Being able to be 2.8 miles away from Ellis Island, where my family first came over from Italy, Vincenzo and Vincenza. And I told that story yesterday, and I spoke in front of close to 100 people, and that's how it opened up. And it was really just a powerful moment to be here because this city where I'm at right now is where the Astuto name started in the United States of America. And so you got to think like how deep of an experience that was for me and how emotionally I was connected to not only this place, but to the messaging and to the people. And I'll tell you what, you guys, New Jersey is a very hard type of crowd to please, right? They don't just let anybody in the doors. And so to be here, to be in this moment, to be with these amazing people where my grandma's roots were from, right here, I'll tell you what, I feel really good. I feel grateful. And I'm really just happy to be here and happy to be back with you guys. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Super excited about today. I got some things that are going to provoke some thought as always. Now, I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field. Now, Cecilia, this is how it works. If you're a participant in coaching, and I'm not going to do it to you today because it's your very first time here today. However, if you're a participant in coaching and your cameras are on, what I do is I have somebody bring us out on the field. And that's like that sentiment to bring us out into game day, out of the tunnel, whatever that is. And so I was calling somebody and it's random. And today it's going to be on two. And on two is going to bring us out on the on the field today. Share her thoughts, share her sentiments. So on two, go ahead and hit him with it. What do you got for us this beautiful morning?
Well, it's Forward Friday, and so we are gonna hit the floor running, the ground running, my bad. And this weekend, good luck to everyone who's hosting, your open houses or knocking or showing your clients homes. And you just keep going and don't stop in the middle. We never stop in the middle. Let's go.
Never stop the middle. You know what? It's powerful how that keeps on coming up. I hear it constantly. I hear they keep the schedule. It needs to be kept. I thought Nikki Miller's presentation that day was one of the best that I saw. And if you missed it, you missed it. If you weren't in intensity, you missed it. And so on two, I really love that message. I want to share a couple things with you guys and some thoughts. And before I pull up my screen, I have some things that I wanted to share from yesterday with you today. But I just wanted to tell you once again how powerful and how meaningful this environment is to me and what you guys have been able to create. Now, other people are seeing it and people want a taste of what we do here. I keep it moving. So it's been a really powerful process to see it grow and see it evolve and see it impact. And so, once again, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to send you a message of gratitude for making these sessions what they are. I heard something the other day and I wanted to share this with you and I thought it was really powerful. And I think that we all tend to do this at some time in our life for whatever reason. And it goes like this: unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. Okay. So I want you to stay there for a quick second. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back of the screen that just have this on, their cameras aren't on, and I don't know if they're engaged or not in this message. Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. I'm just going to leave you with that for just a moment. Before I give you my interpretation of what that means, I want to hear from you guys. When I say those words, when I say that quote, I want to know instantly where your mind goes and what your interpretation of that is. And let me say it one more time for you guys. Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. Now, you can apply this to your business, to life, to me, to people in our environment. I want you guys to share with the group what your interpretation of that quote is. And I'll sit here weirdly and just look at the screen until somebody raises their hand, and don't leave me hanging. You know the flow. All right, so Chicken Mom, let's go. Chicken Mom, are you ready to do some dancing tomorrow? I think that you are.
Oh, I'm ready. I am ready. My back's hurting a little bit, but we're gonna ignore that. And so my interpretation, I actually love this because I try, I, for me, it's just do things because you want to, not for what you think you're gonna get or for what you think people are gonna do for you. So just do things with a pure heart and you'll think things will work out better. It
Okay.
just I really live my life by that sentiment. Just don't expect things because you could set yourself up for failure. And if you don't expect anything, and then when people do things amazing, it's so much better.
All right, cool. And you know, this is why we're having this conversation, because everyone's going to have a different opinion on this. I personally think that when I'm going to say my true thoughts on this, but unspoken expectations, if I don't tell my wife what I think and what I expect and the things that I truly desire in our relationship, and then she doesn't know, and then I form the story in my head and I haven't really shared with her, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some resentment. And so that's where my head went really quick. So I'm going to go to Cortez and I'm going to go to Cecilia. Once again, unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. Where does that land for you? Where do you go?
It kind of landed in the same spot where you were at. Sometimes, like in relationships, whether it's like, the person you love or friends or colleagues, whatever, you're like, man, this person didn't even do this for me, and I thought it. And sometimes it's just simply letting them know what you need. Like for instance, in my situation, I want to move to Sacramento, right? Sh My girl, she doesn't. I never really communicated it. Like it was kind of like a thing. But then once I communicated it, because I was creating this resentment, like she don't want to go to SAC. And then we realized, hey, I could go to SAC and maybe we could stay here. We could still work together. It's just all about communication. So it kind of clears things up. So sometimes what they say, assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Let's go to Brandy. Brandy, you had a contribution. Once again, unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. Let's go.
Same sentiment. It's really funny. I woke up this morning and pulled up my quotes, and this was the quote that was in front of me. So I'm just like kind of blown away. I'm okay. Apparently I needed that message today. But no, that like for me, communication. If you can't communicate and set in any relationship, business, if I can't communicate with my kids, friendships, and vice versa. If somebody can't say like, hey, and lay it out for me, then what are we doing? What are we doing? We're just gonna all be running around with our heads cut off, trying to think like, and then yeah, it builds that anger. You get mad. You're like, oh, what? But then if you look internally, you're like, well, I didn't say that. I didn't say what the rules of the game were. I didn't say, hey, this. Doesn't mean that somebody has to fit in your box, but I feel like expectations are your standard. Like, where are your standards? And if you can't say what your standards are and be able to communicate and have an open space for that, even if somebody can't match that, receiving that information back. Well, the reason why I didn't reach that expectation of yours was because I didn't comprehend what you were saying. And then you create a whole dialect of what maybe you need to turn those expectations in and how you're communicating that.
Good stuff. There's probably been a time where a consumer gets mad at an agent, right? A consumer gets mad at an agent, and maybe it's not the agent's fault, or maybe it is the agent's fault, but the consumer didn't exactly tell you what they need, how they like to receive communication, what's most important with them. They love a follow-up. So they didn't tell you any of those things, and you're sitting there guessing, and then that client has resentment and they leave you a bad review, but they never opened up and actually told you what the thing was so you can act in accordance to that. And so really good stuff, Brandy. Let's go to Patrick, then we're going to go to Heather, and then Vernon, I'm going to come over to you. I want to hear your contributions and thoughts on this. Let's go, Patrick.
Yeah, good morning. Real short, real
Look, you're
quick.
straight like a vato this morning.
You already know, man. I'm out here trying some business. But yeah, so real quick, the phrase closed mouths don't get fed. That's what I got from this. So don't get mad if you don't say what you need. If you're hungry, then make sure you ask for food. But closed mouths don't get fed.
That's right. You know what? Like if I sat here with, just thinking that my wife knows everything that I need in our marriage, same thing, like spend that time talking, because the last thing that we want to do is not say the things that we expect. And then, like it says here, premeditated resentments. Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. And it's crazy that Brandy came across that quote this morning. Let's go, Heather. Then I'm going to go over to Vernon, and we're going to shift gears. Got some things for you guys.
Same thing, but I know if I put my hand down, you're gonna call on me anyway. But but it's one of those things that if somebody's doing something to upset you, and you're getting upset and you're building resentment, but you've never spoke to them and said, hey, you're doing this thing and it's upsetting me whose fault is it really? Is it their fault or is it yours? Because you've never said to them, hey, you're upsetting me. Your behavior is upsetting me. Then it's your fault because you've never given them the opportunity to correct the behavior. So, but if at that point they continue the behavior that's upsetting you, well, then it's on them. But
That's right.
you at least need to put it out there and give the opportunity for the corrective action.
Yeah, God, I absolutely love that. Let me ask you a quick question. Just give me a hands up, a physical hand up. Has there ever been a time where you were bothered by something, but you just didn't speak up? Please raise your hand. If something was bothering you and unfortunately you just didn't speak up about it, right? And then what happens is that you build resentment towards that thing, that person, or whatever. How many of you have said, I'm just going to keep my feelings to myself about this? Right? Has that happened ever? I'm just going to keep my feelings to myself. And then I don't want to mention something that bugs me because maybe I don't want to rock the boat. Right? Has that ever happened before? Like I don't want to rock the boat. It's all right to rock the boat. As long as you're staying true to yourself, as long as you are sharing with people what your expectations are and everything's out on the plate or out on the table, now we can be in alignment, right? And it's the same thing with business. Now, this is a principle that is obviously going to relate to your personal life, right? But this is a principle that is definitely going to go hand in hand with the way that you operate your business. And so I thought I would start out with that quote because I thought it was really powerful. I'm going to go over to Vernon. Vernon, you always have good sentiments on the things that we share in coaching. My man, from your lens, how do you receive that information?
There's this saying that expectations of a person lead to extreme disappointment. And so, unspoken expectations, they are premeditated resentments because a closed mouth don't get fed, like Patrick said, just like a closed book doesn't get read. And if we don't communicate what we expect, then we're setting ourselves up for extreme disappointment because communication clears all misunderstandings, Elias. And I mean, you and I talk on a regular basis. We communicate what the expectations are of each other as we move in the direction that we're moving in. If we don't do that, it's highly possible to be moved by what we see. And then that resentment, that seed of resentment settles in because we're basing things off of what we see as opposed to basing things off of spoken expectations and clear communication. That's what I got, bro.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. And what happens is that if you didn't speak about the expectations and you have this premeditated resentment, what you're doing is you're having a whole conversation with yourself. You're formulating all of these things that are happening when it might not even be reality, but you're already forming your story, right? You're already forming it, or that other person is forming it. And so, you guys, unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Share with people. If something is bothering you, then let them know. If something is challenging you with business, then let these people know. Because nobody can help you and nobody understands until you share with them what's actually happening in your life, in your world. Then people can respond accordingly. But if you're like, oh, I don't want to say anything, right? Move. I'll say it, right? Oh, I don't want to rock the boat. Rock that boat, right? Oh, I don't want to piss anybody off. Piss people off. Right? If they're going to push you away in their life because you pissed them off because you shared what your expectations were, then they don't really need to be in your circle. That's my thoughts. That's my sentiment. We're going to shift gears really quick. I'm going to get a quick contribution from Kelly. Kelly, rapid fire, because we are going to move forward.
Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to say, I don't want to get too much into it, but I wanted to communicate with you all that, I'm trying to sell real estate, but I need help because my husband is not working. He's getting some help right now. And so if you know anybody who needs trash outs or swim lessons, please give me a call all over the Bay Area, Central Valley, everywhere. That's it. Bye.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that because if she hadn't spoken about this, she's like, and then, we don't send her a referral or here, our kids want to get the swimming lesson. Like, well, my team doesn't support me. You never fucking asked us to support you, right? So I appreciate it. My son just signed up for swim lessons last week. I'm not sure if you've received payment for my wife, but we're excited to be working with you. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to share a couple things with you that I shared in my keynote yesterday, and I thought that this was applicable to share in coaching. And it was probably one of the most colorful presentations that I've done. And I want to sit in some truth and some reflection right now. I did this exercise for close to 100 people yesterday for a Keep It Moving in-person workshop here in the beautiful state of New Jersey. And it was a powerful, powerful time yesterday. For me, it was really reflective, like I said, and it was really emotional for me. And so I want to hit you with this one really quick. And I just want to leave this on the screen for a moment. And I'm going to say it out loud so everyone can hear this and experience this moment. But life responds to effort. Life responds to effort. Each of you have some type of goal, some type of aspiration, some type of dream in this business, but I promise you this, that is not enough. You can have ideas of grandeur, you can have ideas of doing something big for your family, but that is not enough. Your life responds to the effort that you give it. This business responds to the effort that you give it. If you're a constant student of coaching and you come here all the time, and for whatever reason, you're not taking the effort to move your business forward, I want to question your alignment with why you're actually in this business. I will question why you're even saying that you're a realtor. I will question that because life is going to respond to the amount of effort that you give it. So I wanted to leave this here for a moment, and I would love to get anybody's thoughts and contributions. And when you see this, when you read this, when you hear this, how does it land for you? I would love to hear from you guys. Life responds to effort. Where does your thoughts go? Where does your mind go? I'd love some contributions from you guys. Let's go, Samandy, and then feel free to throw your hands up, and we'll get to everybody. Let's go, Samandy.
Okay, so I felt that quote right there just because I'm like, damn, I've been working my ass off, and then I've been getting rewarded lately with like just random things, like I manifest. Manifest is like this like good luck word for me because every time I say that, it happened. So like last year, I know you remember, I was like, next year I want to have business partners. I want to attend more events. Like I want to be the face of my businesses. I need to like save money, eat cup of noodles so I can hire the right people and keep flowing. Like I learned that from a lot of books, like save your coins, hire who you need to hire, and like put all that work in so you can get money and then you can still keep, paying your assistants, right? So yesterday, I never get invited to like these business things. And, I have been just trying to make one of my other businesses take off so I can just be the face of both of them and sell more real estate, obviously. My business partners are there now. I manifested that last year. I have really good business partners on my real estate side. My business is growing. A lot of my credit clients are going into home ownership this summer, so I'm excited. I randomly got an email from the executive director of Revive, I think it's called, in Lodi. And so I was part of their little Lodi Chambers mixer, and I kind of like got jumped in. I was like, cool, I'm like the only little Mexican there. So, it's, it's something different. And they liked my vibe, and I won something. Like it was so exciting. And then yeah, and like I manifested to be with bigger groups with people who are like smarter than me. I want to learn from like top-notch people. So being there, I was like, oh shit. Like there's little me, little brown me, little fucking Mexican, and a bunch of like rich people. But I'm like, cool. Like I wanted to be here, and I want to continue to go to events like that and get into sponsorship, give back to the community. So yeah, like that. It's like what you put in, you will receive. Yeah, sometimes I run off 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep, but I'm like, you know what? Because that one day's gonna come where I'm like, fuck, I'm finally sleeping 7 fucking hours. Like shit, I remember those days. So I'm getting there. And it's like that's what I took from that.
I absolutely love this. Remember the quote, life responds to effort. And, little brown me, right? She's the person that is now in these circles that she has been, cultivating, and she's been doing the work to get herself in these rooms. And I absolutely love this. And you said something about eating, top ramen until you didn't have to eat top ramen anymore. I used to work with this person, and they'd always say beans and rice and Jesus Christ. As long as I have those things and my belly's full and I can keep working, I got all I need until I'm able to order those steaks when I go out. And so, hey, at the end of the day, we might have to make some sacrifices now in order to have the things that we want later. You guys, everything.
And I drove my little Bluey until the wheels fell off. Y'all know that. Like I was like, I don't like it, but damn, I need to save money. And
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, just fucking keep the Toyota. Okay, that thing will run you for 350,000. Keep it. It's cute. It doesn't look old or anything. It's a newer car. Keep the Toyota. Okay, keep the Toyota. So listen, you guys, that to me, when I look at what's happening, you guys, with Keep It Moving, you guys, we've been head down coaching for years, and now things are starting to take off even outside of the team, and it's really, really cool to see. And now intensity is its own thing, right? And that's all just because of the effort that is going into these sessions over and over and over again. And so, like I always say, I'm never going to ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. Jessica Skura Hernandez, let's go to you. Nicole, you'll be on deck, and then Cortez.
Good morning. That quote really spoke to me because it's like, well, obviously you have to keep working and you'll get rewarded. And for me, due to my work, I was able to pay off all of my debt. And it feels amazing to be debt free, knowing that I don't owe on my credit cards anymore. And I'm
Let's
finally,
go.
it feels amazing. It feels unreal, but still feels amazing. And I'm also going to hire my daughter to be a little part-time assistant so she can help me with a few things. We already turned in her work permit at school. So she's excited. She said she wanted to make a couple bucks. So she's going to be working 6 hours a week. And yeah, I'm going to take her to my open houses. She's going to help me put out, well, not put out signs because I don't want her doing that. That's dangerous. But she's just gonna help me with a few things like my mailers and some postcards. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I absolutely love this, and congratulations on being debt free. Like,
Thank you.
congratulations. That's a milestone for you. And now your daughter gets to see all of your hard work, the fact that you don't do it alone, obviously you have Hugo, but the fact that like you're
Yeah.
just a strong, entrepreneur woman that went from a completely different field. Your confidence level in the last couple years, I've seen it go through the roof, Jessica. I've seen it from before you got licensed, you were coming to study hall, and the confidence level that you have now, you're still the same person, but that confidence level is completely different than what I experienced when I first met you. It's been really, really incredible to watch. So congratulations to you on
Thank you
everything that
so
you've been
much,
able to create
Elias.
as a result of your constant effort, right? You guys, it
Thank you.
doesn't have to be perfect. All it needs to do is be constant and be consistent. So good stuff. Let's go Nicole, let's go Cortez, and then I got a couple other things for you guys.
So that quote stood out to me because a lot of times people will say like, oh, I did this and it didn't work, or I did this and it didn't work, but it's the effort that you put into it. Example, open houses. It's more than just posting it on Facebook and putting your signs out. You got to do the door knocking. You got to do, the posting on Nextdoor, kind of virtual door knocking, all these different things, posting it as an event on different sites in order to get the results that you're looking for. And yeah, that's where it hits me. It's like nothing in life is free. So you got to figure out how to get your grind to make it do what you want it to do. And
That's
then
right.
Jessica, for putting out the signs, Nico puts out my signs. Let me tell you what I do. On the major roads, I'll put it out. But when I'm driving through the neighborhood, I pull up to that corner, pop the trunk. He hops out on the side that's closest to the sidewalk, get that sign, put it on the corner, hop back in. So they
That's
can
right.
do it. There's a safe way to get it done.
That's absolutely right. I love that. Yeah, keep the corners for mom, and then the neighborhoods, have her hop out and do that. I am 100% with that. We're gonna go Cortez, and I want to say, no, hold off on this. Let's go Cortez.
All right, when I saw it, the quote, I just said it's true. That was my first thought. That just like D. Bledsoe says, work until it works. Sometimes I've noticed that when you're putting in the effort, the business, some of these things, they just come out of nowhere. Even though you've been working, but then it's just like something that's out there in the universe where, like, for instance, I'm in 3 escrows right now. I got an offer I'm sending out right now, literally after this meeting. I just signed 2 buyers reps yesterday for 2 new clients. So, and really, I know that I'm working. I know that I'm making the calls. Like one of the deals me and Kelly, I've been following up with that guy for 4 years. He was like one of the first people I met when I got to Team Fast and it was at an open house or something. And I just kept following up with him, following up with him, following up with him. And then he just called me, saw this house, and we got him in contract. So it's working. It, like D Bless always said, work until it works. It really does. So when I saw that, that's what I thought. That is definitely true.
Man, and I love this, and I love how early on you brought Kelly onto a deal. You know, you're like, hey, let me help you out, let me help you grow. And then she had an SOI deal, and she said, you know what? I'm paying it forward. He hooked me up early on in my career. I'm going to bring him on into deal, but it shows your character too, right? And listen, it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows for you. It hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows for me. But you're saying staying the course, and now you're getting outside of our network, and you're building, and you're growing. You're part of Black EXP Network. So, man, all of that is a culmination of all the effort that you're giving this game, man. So we see you. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, let's go, Ivana. And Ivana, you know, shout out to you. You don't want to speak on these calls. You've said
I
that
usually don't. No.
and then you raise your hand. So
This
let's
is
go.
probably the first time I raised my hand, and I didn't even want to show myself on camera this morning. But yeah, no, I
Well,
just
shame on you. Now you're
real
here.
quick.
Let's roll. What do you got for us?
Well, this kind of threw me in a different direction, though. I just wanted to say that, like, the one thing we can't control, but sometimes we think that we could, is the outcome. Like, the only thing we can is actually our input, but we do have certain expectations. So we think, okay, now I'm doing this, so I'm expecting the rewards. I'm expecting to see the results right away. But sometimes we don't see it right away. So we still need to, excuse me, stay consistent, show up every day, and put in the effort and time and all the work. So yeah, this was just something real quick I want to say.
Well, I appreciate your contributions. And here's the thing, you guys, mentally, psychologically, the psycho effect. And when I say this, the psychological effect means that you have to be okay mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally with doing tons of work in this business and not seeing any rewards yet, right? Head
Right.
down, making the calls, knocking the doors, posting the videos, and you do it for so long. And you might think, oh my God, this is never going to happen. Then all of a sudden it just pops off. But it's not like the end result, like you see it, but that's not like the end result. That's not the summit. You did all kinds of work behind the scenes, and finally you see the win. But I'll tell you what, that was all the things that you were doing that you didn't get paid for. Nobody said anything to you. You were just head down, you were grinding, you were growing, and you were putting in the work. And then it starts to pop off for you. That's why, you guys, I am so adamant about the action that you need to take on a consistent basis. I'm not fucking telling you that because I'm a coach. I'm telling you that because I love you. That's why I tell you that. I tell you that because I love you and I want you to be debt free. I want you to be able to help your mom, right? My mom might be, out of her entire inheritance. You know what I told my mom? Fuck that money. I got you. I got you. As a result of my success, I'll be able to help you. And you won't have to worry about a thing, Mom. I got you. So I don't tell you action, 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 consistency, discipline, because I think that it's a good word and it's in season now. It's who we are. And if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not willing to have the discipline, you're not willing to have the courage and the consistency, then why do you call yourself a realtor? Why? Go get a fucking hourly job. This game right here will change your life. I promise you. How do I know? Because I'm living it. I'm living it. This game has changed my life. You guys have changed my life. But I promise you this, you will never see me not hustling, not working, not putting in the effort. Never. I have no room. There's no room for excuses. I have an aversion towards excuses and I have an aversion towards inaction. I look at it this way. Man, can I take my mom to Italy in 5 years? Can we buy this house for her? Can we make sure my stepdad gets the surgery he needs? Can she have aftercare when she gets her carotid artery fixed? All these things. That $300,000 that my mom is upset about. Fuck that. You'll have more than that as a result of my success. Yeah. And that's what you guys need to look at. That's the impact of you guys saying, I'm just going to take consistent, constant effort and action. And then what happens? Then what happens? People's lives are impacted and changed because of you. right? I got my mom on FaceTime yesterday, 100 people in the crowd, and I put her on FaceTime. My mom cries, right? I got all teared up because I told her I got her. I got her. I told my wife we won't have to worry. My wife went to the emergency room last night. And I'm here in New Jersey because she had some chest pain. And obviously with blood clots still in her system and in her lungs, it's scary. So I told her to go, right? To imagine a world that I can exist in to where if my wife had some complications medically, that everything was okay. That it didn't drain us and deplete our family and all of our resources because we had to pay for all of this medical care. Like we're okay, we're good. And if my wife for some reason couldn't work because she had some health challenges, babe, I got you. How powerful is that for you guys to be able to say that to your family? I got you. Why? Because you just worked your fucking ass off and you put in the effort. I'm going to leave you with that for a second. Christina.
Yeah, I just put something in the chat, but I've been posting a lot of stuff that I'm reading and just like little dumb stuff that to me, I'm like, oh, this is stupid. No one's gonna see it. And then one of my close friends is like, oh, I'm thinking about maybe selling next year. You're the expert. Can you come and talk to us? And I'm like, not even 3 deals in yet. And people see me as an expert. I'm like, I'm done. That's all I had to say.
You know what? But she's been doing the work. Were you in intensity? You were in the last one, right?
I
She was in,
yes.
like you were in intensity. You're doing the work. You're already continuing that. You partnering with Roxanne. I heard about your skills at the negotiation table. Like you're doing the work and people are seeing it. So really good stuff. And I appreciate you grabbing the mic. Let's go over to Patrick.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just shared on the chat too that, you know, I didn't sell last year. I didn't sell anything for 7 months straight, and got my biggest deal in the 8th month. You know, you never know. Just got to put that work in consistently. And one thing I do want to share is that, you know, you don't worry about your pockets, worry about your purpose, and you'll never feel broke. Keep going.
Bro, you always come with these fire one-liners, bro. Don't worry about your pocket. Worry about your purpose. Man, I absolutely love that. Cortez, we're gonna go back to you. And then listen, you guys, I've been watching the clock here because I'm in New Jersey and I don't know how the traffic works. I'm gonna end the session a little bit early. However, I'm gonna pass it over to whoever wants to be the host, and I want you guys to wrap up the conversation about action that you guys took and share. If you guys wouldn't mind, if I can have the grace to leave a few minutes early just so I don't miss my flight, because we got a big party tomorrow that I can't miss. All right, Cortez, what do you got for us?
I was just listening to Patrick and just listen to everybody share. So just like full transparency, since I got my license, child support had my license in a chokehold. Like every few months, they would basically take it. So this whole time that everybody's been seeing me, I haven't even been able to like really be a realtor. But I was just thinking about when you ask, right? So me and my baby's mother, I'm talking about oldest know, a few people know I was going through it. Like terrible court case, can't see my daughter. The other, like about 2 months ago, I just called her and I said, hey, child support just keep fucking with my license. Now, I'm a very active father. You know, I do a lot to help, you know. And I said, I need you to take me off child support. And she said, okay, just like that. And I'm just saying that to say that, like, you know, she even recognized, I'm talking about arch enemies. She said, okay. Not only did she say, okay, she erased all my arrears. I'm done with child support. So I'm just happy that I get this momentum to not get my license take, not to get these letters and threatening, you know, because I'm a super involved father. I'm not a deadbeat by any means, but that system was very, you know, once you get in it, you in it. So I'm just very thankful, and I'm just amazed that it happened. She just said okay, and that was it.
Bro,
Yeah.
I am so happy for you. You know my situation. I have a crazy ex-baby mama that has taken, you know, uses my daughter as a possession. And, you know, you guys know if you've been around me, I've been dealing with this for years now. She's gonna be 9. Man, I love that. And that's to me too. When I reach the level of success that I truly desire and that I know that I'm going to hit, that means that I could pay off all that shit. I don't ever have to fucking worry about her. I got everything set up to the amount that I pay every single month. It's already been adjusted. Get yourself a good CPA that logs certain amount of taxable income every single year. You know, there's other ways to do things, but
Mhm.
I'll tell you what, I love that for you, man. I absolutely love that. Otis, we're gonna switch gears, but rapid fire, big dog. What you got for us?
Just want to say, man, I'm so proud of him, Cortez, for sharing that and being, in your right mind to come back to this game because he has so much faith in him, and it just wanted to share that. People on this call are fucking warriors. You just heard about Pat. I just shared in the chat too. It took me 2 years to get my license because of COVID, then a whole year and 4 months without no deals. So for the people on this call that are struggling, hear these stories. Don't just hear like, oh, that's good. Take that shit. Like we all are facing a lot just to be in this game. Some people, are don't take it the wrong way, but some people are the 89% that are in the business, but they're not making it in the business. So worry about staying in the business and making it in the business. If you're hearing a man on here that in his mind, it didn't make any sense because all this money that he's going to be making is being taken from him. If he didn't give a fuck about that and he found his way after his shit got taken and revoked and done so many times, this man fought through all of that, you guys. So take these stories as a building stepping stone for you to keep in this game. You guys are on the best team in the fucking world, man. So all you guys got to do is just keep showing up and your time will come. You might not be an agent that's going to be doing 15, 16, 17 deals, but as long as you're doing 4, 5, 6 and you're staying active in this game, the multiple ones will come, man. You hear it every day in these stories. So keep your head tight
Yeah,
and keep it right. Let's go.
I
that's
gotta
right,
add on
man.
something that Otis. Real sorry about the best team in the world. I ain't a glazer at all, but I've been in a lot of different rooms with leadership. Like the Black ES people. I be hearing a lot of shit, and trust me, like I haven't learned nothing new. I'm not trying to diss nobody, but I haven't learned. They actually think I'm brilliant, because
You
of
are
the
brilliant.
shit that I learned though here. So
You
you're
are
on a
brilliant.
very good team.
You are
And
brilliant, my
that's
man.
enough blazer for me. But
All
yeah,
right. Well,
you on
thanks
a
for the
good ass
glaze.
team.
Well, listen, you guys, I take a lot of pride in what we're doing here, what we've created. And like I said, as a result of that effort, now Keep It Moving is become its own brand. Think about that. That's why I'm here. And they paid for me to be here. Like, it's just so surreal to see it. And then you guys are going to see it tomorrow for the mixer. And if you haven't signed up to be at the mixer, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's going to be fun. We're going to graduate all the intensity people. We're going to have some fun. We're going to dance. We're going to have food. But I'm going to share one last thing with you guys. Like I said, we're going to wrap a little bit early today, so I do not miss my flight. Now, I did this yesterday for everybody, but it really correlates to everything that we do for Keep It Moving. And I want to share this with everybody and just give my thoughts around this dialogue. In this room, I need a commitment. I need a declaration from everybody. When we're here together, we operate in truth. As you guys can see, Cecilia, your first time here, as you can see, we speak real here. We operate in truth. That way we can understand people on a human level, because when we can understand the human, we can impact the agent. We contribute to the power of the collective wisdom. These sessions are nothing without your guys' contributions. You're not here for a keynote speaker, right? That's not why I'm here. I'm here to be a facilitator of thought, to push you, to help to hold yourself accountable. But I'll tell you what, the power comes from everything that you guys share. And I've seen all these speakers and leaders emerge in this room. We operate on a principle of no excuses, no bullshit, no stories, and results only. We stay true to our word, whether it's spoken, whether it's written. We have self-integrity, we have self-respect. None of you need motivation. And if you think that I'm here for motivation, you got this game completely twisted. I'm not here for motivation, because motivation is in the moment. Motivation says, I felt something right then. Good. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Because there's that moment going to leave you and you're not going to do anything, or you're saying, I'm motivated right now to go take one step forward in my action, in my business. I'm going to take one action step, make one video, make one call, send one video, whatever it is. You don't need motivation, you need clarity. I move with intention. Action without purpose is just noise. I don't rise to the level of my feelings, I rise to the level of my standards. I don't rise to the level of I don't rise to the level of my feelings. I rise to the level of my standards. If you don't feel like doing anything, I don't fucking care. Are you going to tell your mom when you can't provide for her Oh, I didn't feel like working that day. I didn't feel like working last quarter. I didn't make my calls. I didn't get on social. You're going to tell your mom that? You're going to tell your kids that they can't go on vacation because you didn't feel like working one day? You didn't feel like prospecting? People are going to say no to you and poor you. And oh my God, they closed the door. I don't like cold calling. Do you like money? I don't like getting on the calls. I don't feel good. What? You don't like to make money for your family and travel? I don't like the way I look on video. That's who you are. What are you going to do? It's not about how you feel in this business. It's not about the mood striking you. It's about the level of standards that you have for yourself in this game. And listen for one thing. When we come together for coaching 3 times a week, here's what the flow needs to be. I'm looking for one thing that I could apply in my life and business. Maybe it's something Cortez said. Maybe it's something Jessica said. Maybe it's something that our guest speakers said, that Ashley said, that Stephanie said, that Christina said. Maybe it was something about the market. That was the one thing that I took from this session that I could apply in my life and business. Does that make sense, everybody? You guys, I'm fired up. I tell you what, I am unlocking the next level of being a coach. I am. Why? For you. That's my responsibility. I'm unlocking new levels of thought, new levels of emotion, new levels of how to put, messages together to make this better for you so we all can make more money for our families. And when you can look at your family and say, I got you. I don't need any fucking accolades. Go and buy your mom that house. That's all I need to see. So you guys, I'm going to pause there. I got to hop on a plane. But before I leave this room a little bit early, I need to get a raise of a hand or an emoji on the screen if you feel that your time here today with me, you feel like your cup is full. Give me a hand up. Give me an emoji. If the consensus says yes, then good. Then I can cut out a little bit early. If the consensus was no, then I'd risk running a little bit late for my plane. But listen, you guys, I appreciate you. I love you. For the people that have RSVP'd for the Keep It Moving Mixer and Intensity graduation, you guys, we're going full tilt tomorrow. I am excited. I'm picking up stuff early in the morning. I'm excited to see you guys, to celebrate all of your accomplishments and what you've been able to create in this beautiful thing that we call Keep It Moving. So you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. We got a videographer, we got lights, we got the 360, we got DJ, we got Keep It Moving lights. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lit. I don't know what you should wear. Somebody asked me what I should wear. I don't know. Wear something cool. Okay. Wear something cool. All right. But I'll see you
It's
guys.
something cool, like dress cool or like swag
Yeah,
cool. Like you gotta
heck,
be
look cool.
specific, my boy.
I don't know. Look swagalicious. Okay? Do your thing. Look swagalicious. Write that down. I have no more answers for what you come correct, but feel good, feel comfortable. I bought a pair of dunks. Your boy's never worn a pair of dunks in his life. I'm wearing all black and dunks. That's all I'm gonna say. Come cool, come swagalicious. Wear a dress. I don't fucking care. Do you? Okay? But no hoodies though. Let's do that. No hoodies. Okay? Listen, you guys, I love you. I appreciate you. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.